as we could talk, man. That's what's rewarding about it is like, and this what's cool about having somebody with you, like you said. You can't have your own perspective and just be going, just talking about that. If no one's challenging or building on it, then it's like, there's no test. It's like, you don't really, like we're talking about the music, you don't know how it stands up against the wind, how it stands up against judgment.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's really what it is at the end of the day. It's cool to know something or have a talent, but unless you share it or show people, then
what's the point?
you're going to die with it. Like, what's the fuck? You know?
Right. I heard this speech and it was just, God, it really like moved me. He said, imagine yourself on your deathbed. And now imagine while you're on your deathbed, you have all your creations, all your unfinished ideas just surrounding you on your deathbed, asking you, why didn't you bring me to life? Why are you making me die with you? Like, now I got to go to the grave with your ass because you didn't want to put in the work. And that really made me think, like, I don't want my ideas to die with me.
That's true, bro. I heard J. Cole say that. He said that in, like, Middle Child. He said, I need to get every thought, every idea out before I can stop. I want to get every part of me out. Because at the end of the day, that you're going to die. So all you really want to be is an example or for somebody to learn from, you know? Like, I heard Nipsey said, the highest human act is to inspire, right?
Yes.
Which is
a very, very good quote.
It's cliche, but it is like that, bro. Like, if I could inspire you to do something, that's the most priceless thing.
Yes.
You know?
You inspire me with your fucking music and your beats.
Well, it's a cycle because you inspire me, so we're like a fucking self-governing creation fucking...
It's just rare to see that in someone, to see someone have a spark in themselves and want to inspire. Like, I'm trying to think of other people I know who want to inspire other people, and it's hard to think about. I don't think there is.
I think you have to have been inspired in a major way to understand that. You know, to understand that feeling that you got, and you're like, bro,
I want to do what this guy just did to me to other people.
And there's no real way to tell if you are doing that to other people, for other people. You're just being you, bro. And hopefully it is. Hopefully it does inspire somebody, because that really is, like, if I give you money, like, that seems almost fucking weird. But at the end of the day, if I told you something that made you fucking did something that changed your life positively, you'd probably be more thankful to me for that.
It's like, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach him how to fish, you feed him for life. You feed his family's life, you feed his kids.
Right.
Like, it's a domino effect.
That little piece of knowledge, bro.
It's more than money.
And you can die and you might not even know.
You might not even know. A lot of people do.
A lot of people die.
They get big after.
They don't see themselves get big, bro. Pop, like fucking a lot of painters.
Mm-hmm.
You know? A lot of them dudes died poor. And we fucking pass their paintings around like they're fucking gold nuggets and shit. Pay millions of dollars.
It's sad, man.
And it was never not a talent. And I just kind of wonder what about back then. Obviously, there wasn't a market like there is now for painters. You couldn't just paint some shit and be like, well, fucking here it is, you know? Like, it wasn't like a held thing. I mean, it might have been. Obviously, we weren't around, but that's something to talk about. Like, why wasn't?
I think back in the day, we didn't have as much robots. We didn't have cars. We didn't have, there was a lot more help that needed to be done by humans. So if you were a man, like, it only made sense that you would be in a factory.
Right.
We didn't have
where we were as a civilization at that time.
You had to grow crops. Like, everyone had a role in their town.
That's true.
That was the guy that did the corn. That was the guy that had the horses. Nowadays, everyone works at the same factory doing fucking a job that's just so miserable and soul crushing, where you literally, the highlight of your day is taking a shit.
A lot of that shit's on autopilot, and it affords us to be able to be creative because, like, even me, bro, like, if I had to have a job, like, if I was, like, I think about it like my grandparents, right? My grandma, her parents died when she was relatively young, you know?
Right.
So she had zero other options than to go to work every day. She had kids, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like at that point you have zero other options. Like you can't live with anybody.
I think our grandparents had zero options.
That's what it is.
I think when our grandparents were alive, that's when the draft was still a thing. My grandma was in the Army. My grandpa was in the Navy. And when in high school, that's what I was gonna do. Like, I remember being very set on going to the Navy. Then I had a kid, and I was like, I really want to be here for my boy. And I hurried up and got the quickest job I could.
That's what's shitty about it, man. Is like it all comes down to necessity. Like, if I could sit around and make music all day, I would. But it's like at some point, something has to fund that music. Something has to keep the lights on, bro. If the music's not doing it, but all we can do is keep providing value, bro. And hope somebody recognizes that it is valuable. And what's cool nowadays is, bro, like, people don't have to give you money. Like, it used to be you'd have to give an artist money for them to be successful. Now it's like you just have to listen to my shit and I get paid for it. You know what I mean? You don't really have to do a whole lot.
No.
So, and like me, I didn't realize, like, we don't really consider the fact that every song you listen to on Apple Music, somebody gets paid every time you stream that motherfucker. So, whoever you're listening to is getting money for every stream you give them.
Yeah.
Which is something that gives me, which is weird little things like SoundCloud. I don't get paid for a stream under 30 seconds, but it does show up as a play.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if I'm even listening to a shitty song, I'll let it get to 30 seconds just because fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I might as well let it get to 30 seconds and then you get paid for it.
Right.
But even if the song sucks, fuck it. But either way, bro, all I know is we just gotta keep at it. Keep at it.
Keep the fire going.
Stay inspired. Keep something, because there really ain't no reason to keep going, so you got to keep yourself going for real. I mean, you got fucking paid up. You got paid what? You say you got paid $100? That's fucking
$100.
It's pretty impressive, bro. Like as a, you know what I'm saying? You had a client, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, that's on my resume now, I guess.
Right. That's really.
That's something that I want to do. Like,
that's
talking
a
about
valuable
that Family
piece.
Guy, because we both provided a good perspective on the art and music side, and I feel like there's only podcasts that focus on either the art or music.
We both
We're
got
providing
that.
fucking
That's
both
true.
here.
That both
I listen to
worlds.
music podcasts. I don't even make music, but I like that perspective.
Right.
So to hear both perspectives,
And
God, I love it.
A lot of it applies to both businesses, like being entrepreneurial. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people's the way they can explain it is through music because that's what they do. But at the same time, you can pull what's valuable from it and apply it to art or whatever.
Yeah.
Even like, I don't know, bro. You've been on top of it though with the fucking TikTok, so I don't really see.
I appreciate it. I really think that because in the past 60 days I've had 5,000 likes.
It's
But
pretty nuts.
I only have 10,000 likes all in total. So I've been at it for over a year, but I've already doubled my likes in 2 months.
Right. So
I look at that as like the
Right.
next 2 months,
Right.
double 10,
Right.
20, you know, and it's just
Do you put
building.
your shit on YouTube?
no.
See, bro, like that's what I've been
And
trying to do.
I want to, because that definitely I think is the market for people who want longer videos, you know?
Yeah. And you know what's crazy, Ricky? Doing music kind of kept me in a box, but when I started doing like t-shirts or podcasts, you almost learn things from that process that you can apply to the music making process.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So like when you do something, you could do something else.
Now you know how to run ads on your podcast from your music. So learning that shit from the music just boosted your shit up in every creative category. Like, you're only expanding yourself.
Right. And like that knowledge, man. Me and you were just me and you. But
No
you could
shit.
say something. But what I mean though is you could say something and all of a sudden you're valuable. Like you could seem valuable to somebody. And you're still you. Nothing really changed.
No.
You just read a book one day, picked up on a little fact, felt
You're
like
relaying the message.
Right. And that is value. And I think that's the purest form of transaction. That's why it's like dope to be able to monetize that, because it almost makes you have a certain kind of integrity with your word too, because people are holding you accountable for it. Like, you're on camera, you're fucking, you know what I mean, and people you're getting paid for it.
Right.
So you kind of want to be professional about it.
I think that's dope. Now I gotta start my own podcast.
But what I was saying though, bro, is honestly, I think you should, bro, 100%. Like I said, it's easy. You can. I mean, easy is, I guess, subjective, but it's figure outable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Doable.
Yes. But like I said, bro, even with the YouTube, man, like I've been with the podcast. The reason why I said venturing off helps me with other processes is because with the podcast, I realized all the different platforms.
Yeah, and now you can apply it to your music.
I didn't realize that on the music,
It's
all
a
the
ricochet.
platforms, you can spread it across all the platforms. I didn't realize that. So that's what I think was dope about your TikTok, is you can put them all on YouTube.
Yeah.
Even with the shorts or the reels, you was talking about the reels.
There's YouTube Shorts.
There's YouTube shorts. But the
So,
reels are also a thing.
Even, like I have like 200 TikToks that are really like all different videos.
So you could take a whole day and upload every one of them bitches to YouTube.
Oh yeah, like that video that I uploaded. I got
What?
5 followers in 2 hours.
All that one you just put up.
And like
That's
I said,
nuts, bro.
there's a difference.
Followers
from
and
like
likes,
and a
man.
like. It feels
Followers.
good. It feels so much better getting like 5 followers than it does 1,000 likes.
It's weird that your shit is like fucking flypaper right now. It's sticky. It's like people are sticking to it. It's like,
People like the duck, man. I can't.
I just think it's cool.
I love
like,
the duck too.
I think it's cool that we're still in the moment of it. We're not fully even
No,
understanding.
we don't even know what's about to come.
Yeah, like
And that's the fun part, is like it could happen right now
next year
or
you-
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Like,
next year you look back like I'm just proud of the steps, because I remember for a long time not being proud of the decisions I was making. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So-
because I wasn't creating. I
Even-
go through a week and like do nothing, like
Yeah.
oversleep or just consume so much fucking videos on Instagram or TikTok. Waste my time. I felt so shitty.
I try to stay above like water with the shit. I try not to get too deep diving into certain shit, but it's hard, bro. Especially with like the internet and Instagram. It's like
It really is
it's hard
hard.
to not be on Instagram.
You
looking
fall
at-
down a rabbit hole,
It's
man.
crazy. But I try not to be so hard on myself, because we have been going hard, bro. Like, we was just talking about this a year ago, and we ain't do shit at the
Yeah.
time.
I can't remember the last day I had enough of it.
And we just
At
went
least
hard.
one video.
It was like, bro, and I think too, like, I don't know if I would have went as hard without you. You know what I'm saying? Having these
Mhm.
conversations and you being like, showing me the shit you're doing, and I'm like, shit, I gotta go.
I gotta get.
I gotta go to work. This dude's
That's-
got shit. on
That
internet.
really puts my ass in the gear, seeing you do something, or JD writes something, or just that local creative thing. Like,
Right.
I get so jealous because I know what you're feeling. Like, you just created something. It's a good feeling. I want that feeling.
I
It's
wish
like, let
we
me get it. Like, pass that over here. Let me get a hit of that. Like,
Right. That's what like the highest human act is, to inspire. Like, bro, I
Yeah,
can
and you
inspire
just
bro.
inspired me, and I'm like, well, fuck. Now I want to inspire you.
Right.
It's like a back and forth kind of thing.
It's just like, yeah, I'm glad that we tapped in though and was like, I'm locking in. I'm doing this shit. I'm done talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. Fuck it.
And I don't even know when it started, man. I can't really pinpoint a time where we were hanging out where we were just like, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do that. Like, it just, I don't know.
For me, bro, it kind of was like you remember what we was doing in here a lot of nights.
Yeah,
You know? It kind of was that.
That
and
was
then
it.
It kind of became like a reflection point of like, what up?
I don't feel good.
Yeah, like something's got to give here, bro. Like I am trying to correct the path I'm walking on,
Right.
and not even to say that the path. I ain't judging anything. I don't judge my mistakes. I ain't judging nobody else's decisions. All I know is I ain't happy with the way I feel, and I feel like the way you feel has a lot to do with the decisions you make.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like if you're making decisions you know ain't right, it drags you down with the decision. It's like, which sucks. Which is a lot to do with why. So you might see me make a radical decision in my life, like I'm gonna quit doing this.
Yeah,
because it's
I'm gonna
like
get a haircut.
like I
I'm
just
gonna shave my head.
something has to happen, bro. I mean, but even in a positive way, like for a long time I looked at nicotine a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, bro, like, I just don't look at it like that no more. Like, I feel like
Yeah, you were the first one to quit. I think you're the only one to quit.
it was
out of
like
our friend group.
I was under the spell of it, which is like, and I didn't realize that. And then once I did, I was like I don't have to quit. I could keep going, but at the same time, can I quit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would rather look back on it and tell the story that I quit than you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what is the real benefit of it? There really isn't a benefit of it.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is. I ain't judging. I know you use
I
nicotine,
think
bro.
you're talking to me, bro.
I ain't judging nobody. You're a grown ass man. Like, we all. Like,
You cigarette shaming me, huh?
nah. And I don't even want you to take it that way because
I'm not.
everybody makes their own decisions, bro. But at the same time, I was like, that's some shitty
I highly
madness.
respect that. Like, that's something like, I know I'm gonna quit nicotine sometime, but like,
Nah.
you really put into perspective that it's possible.
Well, that's the only thing I want to do, bro. Is like make you feel like you can do it because, yeah, it's definitely not
It's
impossible. It's definitely not.
As I
impossible.
just light up a cigarette while we talk about
But
this.
even I deal with that, bro, on other aspects, even with weed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was talking about this with my grandma. Weed is part of my process for emotional processing.
Which isn't good.
Like, yeah, like I'll get frustrated and be like, man, I'm gonna fucking go smoke a
I
joint.
need
Man,
a
I'm
joint.
frustrated.
Yeah.
And it's like that ain't the proper way to handle frustration, bro, because that can be dangerous if you use substances to handle your fucking problems. It turns
Yeah.
dangerous.
I think there should really be a week where I don't take any substances. And I even mean social media.
Right.
Let me not have any screen time. Cause I get on my screen time. You can check on, you know, and it'll literally say 4
Right.
hours on TikTok, 8 hours on
Right.
my drawing app, and that's the whole day. And I go, fuck.
It kind of makes you realize how short a day is.
It really
It's
is.
like, holy fuck, the day
If
is
we just
gone.
did that hour. You sleep for 8. You're awake
Right.
for 8. Like,
But even shit like this makes me feel like the day wasn't a waste. Like when I wake up, I do a little workout, I fucking make a little music, I get something like this done, do my laundry, get a bunch of shit done. You
Yeah.
almost kind of look back on the day like
yeah,
it's just a different feeling than when you look back on it negatively.
makes tomorrow better.
Right. I mean, it's yeah. Like I don't like laying down at night with a regret. I feel like I do that a lot. You know, I'm laying down at night like I shouldn't have did this, I shouldn't have said that. But you kind of gotta forgive that shit and just realize like, you know, all you like in the moment. Like I don't want to be misinterpreted. I'm always thinking about how you're gonna interpret what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I could give you a compliment, and you could just be in the type of mood where you take it like I'm fucking calling you an asshole or something. So I'm always trying to be conscious of like how somebody might interpret it. That's why I feel like music is like if it's almost like this. If you could have a conversation with somebody and get it all out, look at it, choose which is the best parts, and then give it to them. You can't do that in person, right?
No.
Well, you can do that when there's a medium like music or like podcasting. There's a medium there where I can get it here, I can make it what I wanted to make it, and then give it to you.
Yeah.
But in person, it's like I gotta kind of be the best version of myself in that moment.
Yeah.
So some things get in the way of that. Even like being jealous or angry, shit kind of gets in the way of like you being able to be open minded and you know what I'm saying.
Well, what makes you angry?
Certain things, bro, like a lot of time it's just thoughts like why ain't I doing this or why ain't I here or why ain't I here. But at the end of the day, it's super cliche, but if you got like a place to sleep tonight, you know what I'm
That's
saying,
all,
like
yeah.
and some eat and shit, like what is Like, you should be alright.
Yeah.
But your ego's like, man, I should be rich and famous. And it's like, fuck, man.
And you get mad about why am I thinking like that?
Yeah, it's very conflicting, bro. And that's why even with when you make it, it's very conflicting because you still gotta kind of keep a foot grounded when you make it. Like, I don't even know what I made it for yet. I might have made it for some shit that was bullshit. You might have misinterpreted me, and I accidentally blew up on some shit that I didn't know I was intending to do.
Right.
But you still kind of gotta stay grounded to the point where it's like, I heard Robert De Niro say, like, there's an interview series called The Actors Roundtable. You heard
I
of that?
watched that. I seen the whole thing. It
Was that
him,
with
Shia
Robert De
LaBeouf,
Niro?
Jim
Yeah.
Carrey, Don
Yes.
Cheadle.
Yes,
Yeah,
he said.
I seen that. Very, very cool.
He said something like, somebody asked him about advice, I think, and he said, like, when you're winning, chill. When you're losing, be calm. You know, when everything's going right, don't fucking get too high on it. When everything's going shitty, don't get too low on it, because nothing's personal. It's not, like, personal. It's just, it is what it is.
I think Tom Hanks was in that too.
Tom Hanks, I feel
And he
like,
said-
said that in another
He said,
amount
"This
of words.
too shall pass."
Yes, that's
Like,
what
you
it
feel
is.
great. You feel like you're on top of the world.
Right.
This
That's
too
what
shall pass.
That's humbling, bro.
You
like,
feel mad. You feel like the world owes you. This too shall pass. He's like, just wait it out.
And that's what's weird about hindsight, because you feel like, yeah, you could say that, wait it out, but in that moment,
No,
that don't seem
you
like an
feel
option. You're angry. It's like, I'm frustrated.
Time is your ally. Time really
Time.
is the healer of everything, man.
I just like, we're not gonna be here one day, you know. So it's like, we can almost, with certain things like this, make it to where we're here past the point of our physical self. We're gone, but
Yeah.
shit like this remains. That's pretty valuable, bro.
And that's always been the driving motivation. You know, that's like, I'm getting older, and like, life is very short.
Time's weird, man. It's like, time is weird. It's just only how you remember it.
Like the world's what, like 1.7 billion years old?
I think it's more than that.
Something. But we've only been around for like 200,000 of it. Like a very short period of time, humans have been on this earth.
I think it's,
And we'll probably be gone before the earth does. And there'll probably be another ruler of the world. Like how dinosaurs used to rule. Or, I don't know.
I know that throughout human history, this is the only point in time where shit like this is possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people are gonna look back on this as a monumental time with all the shit that's going on, crypto and all that shit, and like,
Podcast.
yeah, like being like metaverse shit, like being outside of the physical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can record. It's like a hologram. You know, you can almost have like a hologram.
Yeah, because people like to say like, "Oh, why is that blue check mark important?" Like you can't show that in the physical world. Well, why is all the shit you store in your house important? You don't buy it to show off to people, like. And plus, I would argue that that blue check is in the real world. Like that does have a very effect on how people treat you.
I think like everybody has their own feelings about everything. You know, some people might hold that in a high regard. So
Yeah.
if you interact with them and you have that, it's gonna grant you a certain perception. Somebody might look down on that. So if you interact with them and you try to use that as leverage, you're gonna look the opposite because they look down on the blue check. So it's like,
Yeah.
the blue check means something different to everybody. It's like anything, bro.
Yeah.
It means something different to everybody. So it's like, it's awesome. It should just be awesome for what it is. It's like this, you have that, it puts you in a certain room.
Mm-hmm.
If you have like the verification badge, it's like,
You get to message other people with that.
yes, it's like it has a
Pretty
certain
much
weight.
opens the door to what you want to do.
It has a certain weight. It's like it has a certain kind of weight for sure.
Yeah.
It's like, it's almost like if you're somebody who somebody just trusts a lot, That's almost like what having a verification badge is like, just because it's almost like your word is what you are.
Yeah.
I'm taking you for that. The verification badge is like, I don't know, it could be deceptive though, man, because you think everybody that has one's famous, but that's
not the
truth
case. Yeah, it's not.
I watched the interview on the Instagram CEO, and he was saying that when you request verification, they'll do kind of research on you, and if you don't really have nothing like researchable, they're not gonna
Give it to you.
Right. So it's not really based on anything. You know what I'm saying? If they go to you, look your name up, and they feel like it's good enough, then they'll give it to you. But there's no criteria. You know what I mean? For you to be like, oh, you need this many followers, or like TikTok, you need 1,000 followers to go live.
You could have under 1 million and get a blue check.
Yeah.
You could have 2 million and still not have a blue check.
I was trying to get verified on SoundCloud. I wonder if you could get verified on TikTok, bro, with the views you got. You know what I mean?
I don't think with the views I got.
Why?
I think it's gotta be more.
Really?
Yeah, I think you gotta have a certain amount of views on each video. I know you gotta have 1,000 followers to go live on TikTok.
So that's probably because I've seen people
600 away.
I've seen people with 1,000 followers that still ain't got the verification badge. So
I don't know what it is. I think you got a request on TikTok for it too.
So, yeah, I kind of was, for some reason, like if you go to Nicki Minaj's TikTok, right, her songs are a section in her profile.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wonder how I can do that. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you slide left and you can get that.
All her songs.
Yeah.
So I wonder how you gotta hit up TikTok, like request a verification. There's always some kind of like.
There's a way. Yeah.
Yeah. Even with the podcast, you gotta go to each individual platform and type in your RSS feed to fucking upload the podcast, which was a headache, but it is what it is. Like you saying, bro, that's just little knowledge pieces like that. I didn't know that until
you did.
Right. Me and you recorded that podcast. It wasn't the best it could be, you know what I mean? It wasn't the best podcast on the planet, but it was what it was.
Yeah.
And even with the music, bro, like how you was talking about earlier, how I monetized everything, that was something that, like, I knew I should do that. You know what I'm saying? And even if it is bad, I just want to monetize everything because, why not?
It could happen like that.
And even the shitty shit.
You could get a shout out for someone big, like, go check out him.
Yeah.
And then they play all your shit, and then you got 100,000 fucking plays throughout everything.
Right. And some shit's better in hindsight, too. Like, you're like, man, I don't really like that, but in a year, you look back and you can find a way to appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a stepping stone. I regret everything that I've fully deleted. Like,
right.
Stuff that I can never get back. Even I know it's shitty,
Right.
I wish I could see how much I've grown.
It being gone forever is worse than it being taken negatively.
Oh,
you know, it's like I'd rather be
laugh
here.
at it and cringe at it than never be able to. Because now it's just a memory of something that I don't even know anymore.
And that's what's getting weird about nowadays, because memories, you still want to be personal and you still want them to be like intimate with you and all that, but at the same time, I do like having my shit. I like having an Instagram and I like having Snapchat and shit like that. To have just like a digital. It's like a digital. Like if you walk down somebody's hallway and they got a bunch of pictures of themselves and their family, that's like what Instagram's like. It's like, this is my digital wall, my hallway.
My life.
Yeah, Instagram, man, that's addicting too, bro.
Yeah.
Getting on Instagram is
Scroll
super
for
addicting.
hours. Well, Instagram is addicting for a different reason.
Right.
It's like the new Pornhub.
Instagram is like it's like your shadow. It's like you can't fucking box your shadow. It's like
sins.
It knows you so well. It's like I
Ears,
can't.
weed, and tits. We know what you want.
It knows your weaknesses, bro. Straight up, it's your own demise on there. I don't fuck with that because, like, it's seductive. Wasting time is seductive. Like, you might not even realize you're doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
I think Elon Musk said, like, he's like, sex is the most useless thing ever. Like, because the purpose of that is to procreate. So, like, masturbating or fantasizing about women, it's like, it's all wasted time. There's no benefit from it other than self-pleasure. Like, there's nothing. Like, you're not getting smarter. You're not, like...
right. It doesn't
And
translate.
how much time do you waste? Just, like, staring at a nice ass or, you know? That's a lot of years of my life that I spent just...
I think some people look at that like a cliche, but at some point, like there's these perception things like cool and ugly and whatever, but at some point you just reflect on your decisions and you're tired of the decisions you've been making. You're like, I gotta make some new decisions. So whatever that looks like, whatever, like I've been getting a lot of hate for the cigarette thing, man. Like I'll get hate for that from people in my family and all that.
Oh, for smoking?
For not smoking cigs.
For not smoking?
Well, just like...
They give you hate for quitting?
But like I'll be with my dad and them, right?
Yeah.
And them dudes, no matter what area you're in, are smoking cigarettes, right? So we're in like camper at my camp, and they're just hotboxing it with cigarettes. And it's the same time, it's like, bro, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
this is what it is. Like, but at the same time, like, I just can't subject myself to that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I decided I'm not doing that anymore. So I'm not just going to keep coming around and walking into it.
Right.
It's just starting to drive me nuts. You know what I mean? But I don't want to, just what's shitty about it is I don't want to judge nobody. I don't.
Yeah.
You can fucking smoke fucking bath salts if you want. I'm just saying. I don't want to do it. So I don't feel like I should have to be subjected to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I fucking stop. It's like, I quit smoking cigarettes. I still got to huff cigarettes. Like, what the fuck? I might as well not quit.
I've never got the whole thing about someone trying to get you to do something. Like, why?
I do
Why
get
do you
it.
want
I
me
definitely
to-
get it. Misery loves company. I'm miserable sometimes, and I want other people to be miserable with me.
Yeah. Why do you want me to drink with you? Like, why do you want me to...
Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm in a more understanding place than other times, you know what I mean? When you're looking for a reason to understand some shit, you could probably come up with a few. When you're not, you can come up with a few to not, you know what I mean? Like how we were talking about music earlier, you almost want to hate on it, you know what I mean? You almost have a preconceived notion about it, like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and say this sucks.
Yeah.
But you almost fucking burn yourself in the ass because you might love that song. You might actually love that song, so... Happens to me, bro, a lot. We were just talking about earlier with Kendrick and Kanye and shit. I was hating on Kendrick for a while.
Yeah.
I kept hearing swimming pools. I was like, dude, why the fuck do I hear this song every day? It's not that good. But then you hear other shit. And then you kind of, like, I was young when that shit came out, so I didn't even realize the whole album and the theme of the whole album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And shit, I didn't pay attention to shit like that. But then you kind of realize, like,
And the people who liked it didn't either, you know?
yeah.
So it's like, you know why people like this song.
Yeah.
And now you have a better appreciation for him than the people who liked him in the first place.
Yeah, a lot of the shit, in the beginning, you're just looking for ear candy. You're just looking for shit that sounds good. Like, it don't really matter what they're actually saying. That's how it was for me, at least. Like, I didn't ever really know who was singing this song. But I knew I liked it. I didn't really care who was singing it. Fuck it. I know when it comes on, it's like, hell yeah, I like this.
Now I'm interested. Now I
But
want to
yeah,
know their life. I want
you
to know
start-
how they made it.
Yeah, so you
I
start
wanna
asking
know
questions.
everything. What's their middle name? Like, I'm like, what's everything? I love watching interviews and learning. And usually they always have a dope perspective. Like, people who've made it, they seem to be really smart.
Yeah, I try to look at it like even somebody who you think's dumb as hell. Like everybody knows something you don't. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like you fucking know about shit that I don't know about.
Like 21 Savage, I was like, that dude's dumb as fuck. And you watch interviews with him, you're like, oh, he knows more than I do.
And the thing too is like, I don't know, music's in a weird place right now. Like it's almost dumbed down. It's cool to be
Dumb.
dumbing down shit, but I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel that way. I don't feel like it's cool to dumb down shit. Like
It's just the catchiest shit now.
there is certain, like I don't like the super, like Eminem's been in a weird place musically for me lately. Like I don't really want to hear how many of the same words you can rhyme together. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like I
You
get
don't
that.
prove that.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I get that, but at some point, bro, like I don't know if I'm just lying to myself, but the records just don't seem the same.
No.
Like Lose Yourselves, Until I Collapse, and
That's
records like that, bro.
Yeah.
That hit you in a certain place. You're like, holy shit,
Yeah.
this is not normal.
He definitely hasn't had a record like Lose Yourself in a long time.
Like it seems like he's so focused on rhyme and words. It's like it's only focus. It's like I get that we're trying to do that too, but
Make
know
a
what I
dope
mean?
song.
like yeah, it ain't.
They make a creative song.
What's weird is like dudes that I'm starting to respect dudes that I didn't respect for that same reason, like Royce the 5'9" and Crooked Eye, and dudes who just spit. Like there's a song with Russ and Crooked Eye. I can't remember what fucking song it's called, but bro, Crooked Eye goes stupid in this song, and like I feel like when I was younger, I used to hate on that type of shit. Even Logic.
Yeah.
I used to hate on Logic a lot because it seemed cliche to me, the lyrical shit. It seemed like real cliche to me at the time. But now I'm just kind of, I appreciate it, I guess, more than I did.
Into it now?
I appreciate it for more. As you get older, it's like, I don't think you're smarter or nothing. A lot of getting older for me, I feel like, isn't learning as much as it is reapproaching the things you already know. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't even necessarily, I'm not even necessarily learning all the time as much as I'm like, I should maybe just be looking at that differently.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, what's the goal? The goal is, for me, is to be peaceful. You know what I'm saying? And once you make a goal and an intention, then everything either becomes an obstacle or an asset.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Once you have a goal, everything kind of separates itself into that category. Like, is this going to help me get to my goal, or is this going to slow me down from my goal?
Right.
So it's like that. Once you start being like, I want to be peaceful, then people trying to argue with you just is like, all right, bro. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Yeah.
You're alone on this one. Like, I just want to go home tonight and fucking chill. I don't care about this argument. But I'm glad that we even sat here and fucking. I wish we'd have got that first fucking hour-long spiel.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like
you gotta reiterate that in the
Yeah.
next one or something.
I feel like we just gotta off the rip, come in ready, sit down, off the rip, record, like, you know what I mean? No words wasted. And also, bro, I need a lot of recharging after shit like this. You gotta go learn some shit before you can teach some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I need a lot of time to be a human before I can go like.
Well, I think that's a big reason why that conversation was so good, because we ain't children, and then
That was
since
true,
that last
bro.
podcast.
That is a
So
big fucking. That's a pretty interesting thing you just said there, because that might be what it is. Like, you might just have to
we
separate for a week
yeah,
or
because
two.
we both have been doing. You sitting on 5 songs with the piano, and
See, that is misleading though, bro, because I made, like, the beat I dropped today, I made probably over a week ago.
right.
But I get so weird about it sometimes. Like, there was certain technical things that I couldn't really fix at the moment.
Yeah.
But I'm very just big self-critic, to where I'm like, I don't know. I want to give it every chance it has to succeed. Like, you don't, like I said, you don't want to you don't want it to be your fault, something that you could have changed, for it to be the reason why it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the worst, bro. Like, I don't mind some shit not happening, but if it's my fault, like I did something that caused that, then it's like, that's when it gets shitty.
That's why wasting time's so hurtful. Because there's no one who can waste your time but yourself.
Yeah.
And then,
Emotions are fucking weird, man. I really think a lot of this is therapeutic, but I would like to have a therapist, bro. Somebody to talk to. Just to get shit off my chest. Like, I feel like you gotta get some shit off your chest before you can even really be completely aware of what you're saying.
Oh,
Like, I got a lot of shit on my mind just sitting in there that is in the way before I even know what I'm about to say next. I gotta get this shit out of here.
Yeah.
So even when we're chilling, you might catch me on a spiel like, dude, shut the fuck up. But it's like, in my head, I don't know, I guess I got, like, this is
I feel very clear-headed for
right
some
now.
reason. Yeah. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I had a lot of shit on my head and now there's nothing.
Right.
You know, and like I'm ready to soak up
Now it should
information.
It should be posted now.
Yeah.
I mean, we got 2 hours, bro.
That's a lot.
I want to sit down and pull what's good from it, because
I want to pull it, and I also want to draw. Like I get like 2 cartoon characters talking over it. I don't know.
do it, bro. Whatever
You know what I
comes
mean?
to your fucking head about it, bro.
Like just the highlight clips. Like I always see animated podcasts.
Bro, make a podcast.
I will. I just need a new good name. I know Doozy.
Podcast, like Productions podcast, like Doozy Productions podcast.
Yeah.
Like Doozy Duckcast or something.
The Duckcast, the Pond Cast.
That's what Dorian calls
Doozy's
his.
Pondcast. The Pondcast?
He
I know he
calls
says
his-
the Swans.
Yeah,
Welcome to the pond.
the Welcome to the Pond.
Was it
thing,
a
yeah.
Pondcast?
No, he don't have. I don't think he has a podcast. He should. I don't think he does. He'd be like one of those dudes. I would feel like.
I remember seeing him. He was like on a yacht. He's
Really?
like flexing.
Dorian.
Yeah, it was like last year. I was like,
Yeah, I remember.
this man's making that much money just from fucking giving his perspective.
I remember following him pretty early on, bro. He would just talk about. He would just have those videos. He kind of stopped posting them. He would have those 15-minute videos. They were almost like interview clips, and you remember, like, he would have like, why did this happen to this? And
Yeah,
it
he would
be
talk
like,
about it.
Yeah, and that's almost, it takes the research part out of it. You don't have to do research. He's doing it for you. All you have to do is follow him. And that's the type of shit. Those are the dudes I want to follow on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? It's the dudes who kind of provide you value. It's
Right.
like he's making your life a little bit easier.
You just taught yourself.
And you're paying for, and that is what he's surviving off of, which is a huge, like, that's just so genuine to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're literally, you took something, you learned something valuable, and now you're making money off of it. Like, there's nothing deceptive about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not fucking nobody over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're providing a value and getting money for it, which is like, nothing beats that, bro, if you ask me.
Right. It's such an eye-opener. It just makes you go, alright, I think I got value.
Yeah, I just like talking. Sometimes you gotta talk, and then fucking other people can
Yeah, I think that's what's lacking on my TikTok channel.
selfies.
Maybe
Take
not
some
selfies, but perspective. A voice. Teaching. I
Yeah,
really would love to make a video of like how I make my comics. How I, the process behind it.
that would be dope. Any of these ideas, man, it's just like throw them at the wall. Fuck it. My Uncle Connor, he's a writer. He's been writing a book for as long as I've known him. And I'm like, bro, I respect you for your perfectionism. But at the same time, you don't have anything out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
you
better.
have to have something out. Like,
Yeah.
even if it is,
Shit.
even if you think it's shit, I want to trust the fact that there's a piece of me in it. You know what I'm saying?
You can see, like, if you've heard Easy Mac.
Easy Mac.
Mac's very first mixtape.
Right.
It's shit.
Right.
But you can see there's that Mac in it. Like, the quality of the sound, it sounds so terrible.
You can tell.
But his rhymes, his rap, there's that little piece of it that's why. That's how he got big. That's like, you can just see.
That's the thing, though, ain't it? You almost have to have that trust in what you're doing, that there's a piece of you in it.
Yeah.
And that you're willing to just be like, fuck it.
You gotta put yourself in it, man. You can't be worried about what others are gonna think. It's hard not to.
It's just I've heard your worst, like an idle mind is the devil's playground. Who said that? Did you say that?
No.
That's a fact.
I don't mind.
An idle mind is the devil's playground.
Yeah.
Like, when you're sitting there, you'll have a bunch of negative thoughts and self-conscious things like, oh, you're not good enough and all this type of shit. It's like, bro, just go do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop even thinking about that type of shit. Just do something.
Just
like,
fucking upload.
You know what you want to do. You know what you're doing. You know you're an artist. You know you're making art. Just go do it.
Yeah, you like to tell yourself that I don't know why I can't do it. You like to lie to yourself and go, it's out of my control. If I had this, it would be different. No, you're lying to yourself. You know what the fuck you want to do, but you're just not doing it.
That's what's nuts about the mind, bro.
It's deceiving, man. I mean, you really gotta think when you're addicted to a substance, your brain is telling you, like, I want this.
Right.
And it's making you move. Your whole body. Like, you'd walk up to the store for a pack of cigarettes. You're looking for change.
That's crazy.
And there's this pink fucking mush ball going, I want nicotine.
Go get it. Go get it.
You're doing it. You're listening to this evil part of yourself.
You better obey me.
I'm fucking walking to the store knowing my brain's making me do this.
You're like under hostage, bro. You're like held hostage on the way to the store, like, somebody get him, somebody. Like, you're trying to whisper to people, like,
going in with dimes and nickels to get some cigarettes and
help me. This is not voluntary. SOS.
Yeah, we are prisoners of our own mind.
Let me say this, though, because this is something I thought about recently. We're really the only creatures alive, because they say that too. We're the only self-destructive creatures.
Yeah.
But we're also the only creatures who are aware of their own mortality.
Yeah.
That's
we're the
you gotta
only
think
ones
about,
that know
bro.
that we're gonna die.
You gotta actually deal with that and internalize that as a person. It's tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah,
There's
I try to.
no other animal that knows they're gonna die.
Drugs are, man, like, yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, you already know. We've done drugs. You know what I'm saying? We already know what's up.
We've done enough.
I think, like it can just get dangerous, bro.
Yeah, because especially when you do it and you know why people do it.
Exactly.
You go, I know why you like this.
Exactly. Oh, my God. I was just watching that.
That's the scariest part.
I was just watching that J. Cole interview with Angie Martinez at Salam Remy's house, bro. Watch that. If you haven't, you might have watched it.
Is it new?
It's 2017. He's got long dreads.
Yeah. I might have seen a clip
that.
or two from it.
He said in there, like, damn, what was we just talking about, bro?
I know why they like it. Like, you do the drugs and you can understand.
Right. He said something like, you're only like Amy Winehouse. She died from alcoholism or something. She drank herself to death.
Right.
We're all only a couple decisions away from
That.
Improperly dealing with our emotions, bro. Even me, man. It's sometimes you have that feeling of like, I don't know how to deal with this.
Yeah.
Almost every day.
Yeah.
That's why it really is cliche, but like, you know what I'm saying? I should hit you up more just to see how
you doing?
your mental health is, like, as a person, like.
Yeah, it's been rough.
That's what sucks, bro.
I get bitten on and like all that. Oh god, that really fucked me up.
That's what sucks, man. Is none of us have therapy. None of us have therapy, and we're all like you. There is a time and a place to be a therapist, and there's a time and a place to You know what I'm saying? Be therapeutic. Like you ever play that role for somebody where you're like they're coming to you for advice.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I ain't perfect. I don't know everything, but at the same time, I might be able to provide a perspective that
Try
you
your
deem.
best to relate. I definitely. It's weird being the therapist because you never ask for it.
Right.
Like, I mean, I never ask for it. Like, if I see someone going through something, I'll never come up to them and be like, hey, let's talk about it.
Right.
But if someone comes up to me and they got some shit going through, I'll never stray away and
Right.
ignore them. That's so important. You choose to come to me to talk about your shit. That really gives me, a good feeling about who I am, and
That's true.
like, I'm approachable, and
Right.
you're looking from my perspective. That's just, I'm trying to find the word.
But some people, bro, it's like they just want to dump their shit off on you, and I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, when they're just complaining about some
Yeah.
bullshit.
yeah, and you also like you have to have enough like you have to have therapy, and like you have to have some therapy before you're a therapist. Like you have to, you know what I'm trying to say? You have to get some shit off your chest, bro. Like not everybody, you can't be a therapist at all times. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Like you have to.
I think that's the best way to get therapy. Is like when someone's coming to you about their shit, and you open up with them. I think that's the most beautiful thing, is when you both can be vulnerable. And now, I think that provides a really good perspective on what they're going through. Like if someone's going through a breakup and you talk about a breakup that you went through that was hard, you both are open.
But that requires you to be like, some people take that as you're trying to one up them.
Right,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a very risky road.
It is
It
weird.
depends on who you're talking to, honestly.
If they're in the best version of themselves at that moment, they might
why are we
take it the
talking
right
about
way.
you?
But I do that a lot too. I think I was talking about this with somebody recently. I feel like it was you. It might not have been. But when you say something and I'll be like, oh yeah, like, and I'll relate it to something in my
Yeah,
life,
yeah.
that's just because that's how I understand it.
But it's important to always bring it back to that original idea.
Yes.
That's why I said, you reminded me because that. Like, this is why I brought
Right.
it up. Like, I always think that's very important because, as you were saying, you want people to interpret how you want them to interpret it.
And you want them to know you respect them, like
you trying to give a compliment and someone takes it as a bad thing. Like,
yeah,
I feel like that's a very big struggle with me.
yeah.
I don't know if it's because I'm constantly trying to word it the right way and then it comes out the wrong way.
That's
But
just weird, man.
you could sound preachy trying to give advice.
Yeah.
You can, like, some people, like, why are you baby talking me?
That's the thing, man.
You
It's,
better than me or something?
And it's
nah,
easy.
man, I'm just trying to help you like how I got help.
it's easy to come off condescending though. For some reason, like certain people in my life, when they say things to me, it just comes off condescending. I'm like, you don't have to patronize me, But for some people, I don't know. It isn't like that.
Right.
But for some people, it is like that. I'm like, stop telling me anything. But some people I listen to.
Yeah, it's very, very rigid line. I could tell when someone genuinely has put some thought into what they're telling me. And then when someone's just, like, trying to get away from me. Like,
Yeah, man, we're always going through shit, but I know that we're making shit happen, bro. We're trying to, at least, so I guess we're just gonna stay at it. We're about 30 seconds left. So
about 30 seconds left.
we got 2 hours worth of content, and we can pull from it and take what's dope and
Check out Doozy Comics on TikTok.
check out Doozy Comics on TikTok. Check out Toonie Tyke on Instagram.
Yes. Very exciting things.
And don't be afraid to leave a review and a rating on the podcast.